Hi, I'm Teacher Stephanie from teachingstephanie.com, and the channel we are going to talk about finding the fun with online teaching. In this video, we are going to be talking about VIPKID versus Outschool. I work for both of these companies as an online teacher, and I can't wait to compare and contrast each of these. And I will help you decide where to spend your valuable teaching time. This video will show what teaching with VIPKID looks like, what teaching with Outschool looks like, the pros, the cons of VIPKID and Outschool. You can check out the timestamps in the description box below to jump to any of these topics. Let's get started. Now, like I said, we are covering both VIPKID and Outschool in this video. I will leave my referral links in the description box for each of these companies. I would love if you use those links, as it links me as your mentor and coach with these companies in the application process. And full disclosure, I get a bonus for referring teachers, and you will too when you are hired. So I would really appreciate you using my links if you find this information helpful. You can also email me that you use the links, and I will send you free helpful information on applying and getting hired fast. Don't worry, this isn't an MLM. The only connection between me and you is during the application stage. But if you are free to ask me any questions wherever you are at in your online teaching journey. Now on to point number one, what teaching with VIPKID looks like. VIPKID is an online ESL, or English as a Second Language company, that teaches students in China how to speak English with native North American teachers. So each class has a provided lesson based on students' ability, and it focuses on immersion learning. There is no Mandarin required. I have a whole video about the pay because it's a bit more complicated than an hourly rate or a salary. Basically, you are paid a base rate per class, $7 to $9. Then you get incentives added onto that from both your lifetime of classes taught and the number of classes taught that month. With VIPKID, you are paid monthly or bi-weekly, whichever you prefer. The flexibility is great with VIPKID. There are no minimum requirements. I have taken months off of teaching for maternity leave and had no penalty. I just got to jump back in whenever I was ready, and that was great. The hours available to work are daytime Chinese hours, so from 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is why I see so many VIPKID teachers teaching early morning hours or late nights. The lessons, they are done for you. I repeat, the lessons are done for you. You just have to review them ahead of time to understand the pacing and the structure, but after teaching for several years, the prep time is only about 2 or 3 minutes per class for me. The lessons are done in the classroom where the students can interact on a slide with games, videos, text, pictures. Again, it's all created for you. They are 25 minutes each, and then you have 5 minutes after the lesson to write feedback to the parents about how the student did. They encourage the use of props and engaging background, a professional appearance, and a reward for each student. So you will also need to adjust teaching for children learning a new language. This includes a happy attitude and encouragement for the participation, TPR, or total physical response, which are words connected to actions to make a clear picture of what you're teaching. Now, who do you teach? You teach students as young as 3 to as old as 14. When you first start, you'll only teach students at levels 2, 3, or 4, the beginning to intermediate students. You can train and apply for higher or lower levels as you teach more on the platform. The requirements for VIPKID are 2 years of teaching experience. That can be teaching, tutoring, coaching, mentoring. If you need help with this, just think of anything you have done with helping children. This could be coaching the soccer team, doing Girl Scouts, church volunteer work, volunteering at the school your kids are at, substitute teaching. Another requirement you will need is a bachelor's degree. It can be in any field or major. You'll need work authorization for the US or Canada and reliable technology, a teaching device, high operating system, stable and fast network internet, and the VIPKID teaching app. Now the process goes a little like this. You create your teacher account. I would love it if you used my link below to get started. You will sign up with basic information, so make sure that you meet those requirements here or you will be kicked out before you even get started. Then you will record a demo lesson. This is just a short demo lesson. They will show you what to expect, how to prepare, so no worries here. You can record it straight from the website or app, so it's very easy. It doesn't take much time, but be sure to prepare as your base pay is based off of how well you do here. The third thing is you will become certified. You'll meet with a mentor to teach a mock class. You will get feedback and guidance, and you will get unlimited attempts to pass. Think of this like student teaching. This is your training to help you get the hang of things before you jump in with a kiddo. The fourth thing is you'll pass the background check and sign your contract. After that, you are ready to start opening time slots and start teaching. Now, I have a whole VIPKID playlist that can help you answer questions like, how much do I get paid? And what does the application process look like? I have videos for all of that you can reference to get the answers you need. The video I find the most helpful is the mock class video. I will link it here. In this video, I complete the mock class with a real mock class mentor. Her name is Skyla Post, and it's helpful because you get to see how I would teach a mock class for the application process, but you also get to see what it will be like with the mock class mentor there too. She gives me feedback to improve my teaching and some pointers to get a higher score on the mock class itself. It has helped so many teachers in the application with VIPKID. So if you aren't hired yet, you should definitely go check it out so that you can see what the experience will be like. And if you are hired, you are working on getting referrals, send them this video so that they can be prepared for the mock class. Now, let's get on to our next point in the video, which is, what is teaching with Outschool like? Okay, let's start with an overview of Outschool. Outschool is an online teaching platform that hosts a variety of classes from teachers in the United States for students all over the world, from physics to phonics or multiplication to mythology. Outschool is the Etsy for teachers. You create a class approved from their class content policy, and then you get to teach your passions and your expertise. You choose your pay. What? I know, I have a whole video with my advice on how to price your classes. The recommended rate is to charge between $10 and $15 per hour spent in a live class. Each learner pays per class, and there can be multiple learners in the same class. Last year, I made about $62 per hour. Woohoo! It's all an experiment, but the great thing is that you get to choose what you make. I love it. Because you are teaching kids all over the world, classes are available anytime in the 24 hours in a day. You can teach for 15 minutes or for 2 hours. It is all up to how long and when you want to teach, but who you teach, the 3 to 18-year-olds. What are the requirements? You base your classes around one or more areas of expertise or passion. You meet the community standards. You include prompt, professional communication with the parents and the Outschool team. You observe their class content policy, including the policy that Outschool classes are secular and objective. You make sure to maintain a reliable and fast internet connection, over 3 megabytes per upload and download speed. You need to have technical know-how to effectively run classes because they're online classes. And then you'll also need excellent written and communication in English. They're going to verify your identity, do a background check. You have to be 18 years of age and reside full-time in any of the 50 United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or Wales. Note that the UK countries do not apply at this time. Now, the application, you're going to answer questions 1 through 4 and complete a video of a sample of what you would teach. Then you'll complete a background check, and you can download my free guide to help you with this. It is full of all the details, tips, tricks for every question and the video. It has videos along with it that you can watch and cover each question as well so that you can get through the application quickly and on to teaching. Now, the lessons. This is the tricky part because you get to teach what you want on Outschool, but they don't provide the lessons or the materials. You will need to come up with the class listing to market the class to parents, as well as the plan and the materials for teaching. I can definitely help you here. Don't worry about that. If you didn't know this already, I love to lesson plan. As a former third grade teacher, I really love creating an outline that makes sense to the teacher and engages the learners. If you are looking for help with creating a lesson plan for your Outschool classes, let me help you. You can click the link in the description box to schedule a lesson planning consultation with me. We will talk about what you would like to teach, come up with some learning activities, and then I can create a plan and class listing for you to use as you teach with Outschool. It is guaranteed to get approved or you will get your money back. I'd love to help you with planning an amazing lesson based off of your passions and expertise. Just click on the link in the description box below to schedule that call, and I'm happy to help you with lesson planning. And finally, point number 3, the pros and cons of VIPKID and Outschool. Now, let's start with VIPKID, the pros of VIPKID. Now, the training you receive in application as a current teacher, you get certified in other lessons, you know how to teach on their platform, and the expectations of what they want. You can also get certificates to teach ESL online. Now, again, the lesson plans are created for you. There is no time planning or prepping a fun interactive lesson. The lessons are based on students' level and ability. You don't have to figure this out. Scheduling is easier to work on their platform, and the classes all start on the hour or half hour, which makes it really easy to know how many slots you can open each day and you are available. The incentives, they offer incentives based off of experience and classes taught that month. They also do occasional incentives to get you back to teaching on their platform or reward your experience. Just to incentivize you during a period when a lot of other teachers may not be opening slots or they need more at that time. So keep your eyes on your email to take advantage of these great incentives. They are different for different teachers, but they can really pay off. Now let's talk about the cons. So one-on-one students. This makes classroom management easier, but you are only reaching one student at a time and thus only getting paid for one student at a time. That means a lower pay potential. Like I said, you are only teaching one where you could teach 10 in the same amount of time with Outschool. I make about $20 per hour with VIPKID versus $60 with Outschool. Now, sorry, you might have noticed I had some technical difficulties with this video. I'm here back filming, trying to get it up for you. Sorry about all the different costume changes and lighting. Things were a little bit different, but I hope you enjoy the content that I'm sharing here. So let's get back to the cons with VIPKID, jumping right back in with the requirements. So I put requirements as a con because they're higher than with Outschool. You have to have experience and you have to have a bachelor's degree. This is in part due to teaching laws and requirements in China, and they have really high standards for their education. It's a good thing, especially for the kids, but it's hard for finding a flexible teaching job if you don't meet those requirements. Other companies have found a way to help you kind of get around that, get a teaching certificate to meet those laws, but VIPKID currently does not, and it still requires the bachelor's degree. Now, another con is the hours are difficult with either early morning or late night, but it also makes it so you're done teaching by the start of the day, so take it for what it's worth. Another con is feedback. With VIPKID, you need to write feedback to the parents with each class that you teach. It doesn't take long, but it does add up for every slot you open. So a tip here is end at 25 minutes and complete the feedback before your next class so that you're done. You don't have a ton to do at the end. Now, let's get started talking about Outschool, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, here are some of the Outschool pros. You get higher pay. You set the rates and get paid for every student, meaning multiple in a class. Another pro is that classes are available any time of day. The length of classes can be anything you want. And again, like I said, more than one student can be in that class, so you get group interaction. You have higher pay potential. You're facilitating peer learning environments, which mean deeper learning and understanding of the concepts you are teaching. Okay, now let's talk about the cons with Outschool. You have to create your own lessons and materials. This takes more time. It takes more time up front. You can have costs like other services like Canva or Nearpod. You are also in charge of partially marketing the classes, a class picture, good SEO, good class listings. It can be really hard to be in charge of that for your classes, but with VIPKID, you're not in charge of that. You don't have to worry about that side of it. And another con, in my opinion, is the support. There's no fireman. You are the support team during class and the customer support team a lot of times with refunds, withdrawals, scheduling, those kinds of things. You don't have any help with negative reviews. If you do have a question that comes up, my first suggestion is to use the chat feature on their website. It will send you first to a bot. So the bot will kind of help direct your question to the right chat person and get you the help that you need. The chat person will most likely send you to an article that they've written in the teacher help page or blog. If they can't find the answer there, then they will send an email to somebody to help you. They always get back to me within 24 to 48 hours. The problem I have with that is that usually I've found the information that they've given me and it's not answering my question. So I have a hard time getting the answer and getting to somebody, and it's usually vague and doesn't always answer my questions. I feel like VIPKID has a much better support team for their teachers with the firemen and the department that handles the tickets that you send in. So that's just my opinion. I'm sure others have other experiences, but that's okay. We can all have different opinions here, right? Now, another con to me is the training. It's hard to find their resources and it's difficult with the support. So it leaves you answering a lot of the questions yourself or going through your own research. I have a lot of resources for you here, but I highly suggest finding a Facebook group to have as a backup for asking your questions you need help with. I will put one that I recommend in the description box that can help you and you can go to as a resource for finding for finding answers to your questions. Now the question I get all the time, so which do you do? Well, I'm still contracted with both VIPKID and Outschool, and I like having those options and I recommend it to other teachers to have multiple on your resume because you don't know when the policy might change, the pay might change, you don't know and you're not in charge of that. Having both helps you to be a little bit more in control of your scheduling, your pay, and to have a little bit of flexibility in case those changes come up. You can adjust as you need for different seasons of life, and it makes it easy when you're hired with at least 2 or more companies that require no minimum hours worked. For me, right now, I spend most of my time teaching with Outschool as I get more bang for my buck there, but I do occasionally take advantage of those incentives with VIPKID, and I love it because I get to teach a lesson here and there to stay current with their trends, with their lessons, what's changing on the platform. All right, stay tuned for next week's video about what you can get in a lesson planning package from me. Make sure to hit that subscribe bell to be notified when that video drops into your feed. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them below or you can always email me. I'm happy to answer any of those for you. If you want to learn more about finding the fun with online teaching, be sure to check out these videos on the screen. As my hero, Mr. Rogers says, let's make the most of this beautiful day. I'll see you in the classroom. Goodbye.